Good afternoon. This is the opening for this week's Shop Talk. I'm doing it out in the backyard. I got the sort of farm stuff in the background if you hear me. This week we're going to do a little different. I've got some preview of a project, and we'll probably work on a few drill bits. That'll be the shop part of the video, probably the most of it. We've got a few scenes stowed in. As usual, what's going on around here, just this and that and whatever. That'll be thrown in this week. I'm going to put those pictures back in this week's video again that I showed last week. The main reason for that is I've got the link from my friend Richard McGinnis, who works for me down at Eaton. And my passion is home machining. Just enjoying doing a YouTube deal. And his passion is photography. He has a small YouTube channel of some of his slideshows of some of the local scenery. It's about 30 or 40 miles north of here, maybe. Some of the mountains are even an hour. Some of it's Mount Mitchell and some of the areas and stuff. And he's made slideshows up, mainly for some of his family and friends. He has, it's not something he's done to try to get a big channel up. It's just a good way of sharing it. He was so gracious enough to print me some pictures and for me to use in my house. I mean, it wasn't just a country scenes. He has a lot of nature scenes. It's real good stuff. So I'm going to put that back in with that link this week. So that's going to be part of this week's Shop Talk. Like I said, basically, we're just going to have a kind of a mixture of stuff. I'm going to probably later go ahead and shoot the upcoming project and explain that, and work on a few drill bits just for some shop content. This is a Friday afternoon, and I'm doing the opening right now. I've got some of the clips shot up. Probably the extra clips are shot right now. Some of the other stuff's in the can waiting to go in. Right now I work 10 and a half hours every day this week, so from Monday to Friday. So basically right now I've got 55, 56, 60, 56, about 57 and a half, and I have to work 8 hours tomorrow, 7 to 3 tomorrow. And tomorrow's supposed to be a rainy day, so I'll get some shop time in. What I'm going to do tomorrow evening is kind of up in the air. I haven't really made any plans or done anything, talked to anybody. I did have an occasion to meet a friend of mine's friend this week, but we seem to want to go in different directions, and that's cool. I mean, that's real cool. I mean, I'm at a point in my life and I don't want to throw myself on anybody or nobody be thrown on me, so that's pretty good advice. So hopefully this week you'll have some machining. My subscribers, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I really, really enjoy my subscribers. The folks that's joined my channel every week, it's kind of really makes me feel good. Like I've said before, that you subscribe to my channel, and it's growing every week. Usually pick up one or two, some weeks a few more than that. And I like to throw in a little more than just machining, because anybody that does anything has more interest in one thing, and our lives are a lot more interesting, I say, than one thing. I live out here in this rural area, and in fact, with me doing this outside, you're hearing the traffic go up and down the road in front of the house where I live, and it's something that you tend to get used to. It takes a little getting used to. It's this time of the year right now that the lagoons are being pumped. They've cut all the fields here close by, got them spread, so we have a pretty strong manure odor in the area right now. And while that's not the most pleasant thing in the world, and I can be honest about it, it's also a necessity. And I've said many times, and I'll repeat this in this opening, if you're going to have farming on the scale to feed the people that we need to feed. I know there's people, wants to go back to the grass feds and the pastures and stuff. I mean, realistically, to feed the people of the world, our agricultural products, we had to do what we've done. I mean, that's what's made this country successful. And so it's a small price to pay to live out here around it and smell the poop and look at the cows. And this is, in the scheme of things, this is a fairly small operation, even in North Carolina, where there's not as many dairies as some other states. This is still considered a small dairy, considered what's even in this state. So, you know, it's just the way things have to be done. It's like every other industry or business. You just get hit, you know, to meet the demands, you have to have so much more modernization and so much more modern equipment. It's just a whole different animal than what my dad had when I was a kid. So with all that said and all that done, I hope this week you enjoy my kind of catch-all video, and we get started probably next week's video. We're going to start into my little project, which I'm going to explain what this new project is. It's something I've seen somebody else have, and I'm going to start making it. And there's a couple other, maybe there are a couple little minor little things to be made. It'll get thrown in the next couple of weeks if we get it all figured out. So you just hope you enjoy. I don't know how much you can see right here. They're going to build a new building, and you see there's the concrete stuff for it. I'm not sure exactly what's going in this building. I haven't really heard. I don't know where it's going to be a stall barn or a dry cow barn or something. I know it's something for the dairy. I guess we will see once they can put it together. And if you can see the lagoon, I don't know, with the GoPro sometimes you can't see far off. It's about halfway pumped right now. And they got a good bit to go. I mean, they just now started cutting. They probably another 250 acres of ground to cover. It matures out at different times, so as it matures they will be pumping. So, you know, hopefully that's kind of what's going on around me. They're actually just about starting to milk now, and there's some of the cows being brought up now. If you can see them, I don't know. So hopefully, you know, that's kind of what's going on. I'm gonna throw this clip in. Right there's a little sprayer, so I'll just throw it in. And while I'm over here chit-chatting with another clip to throw in this week's mixed up, you know, we hear us talk about silos. So this is what one looks like once they fill it. This is the one they just filled with rye. And if you'll notice, it's covered in plastic with these split tires. That other one over there is one that was done last fall in corn. So that's what you see right here. Also, I got my pictures back. You live in the country, I'm doing some redecorating in the house. So you got a grand tour of the house the other week. Well, everybody knows I have a little dog. And there's JD drinking water. He also gets mad because I go to work. Yes, been working a lot. And I forgot to do the child cabinet latch. So guess what I get to do? By God, he keeps your life interesting, if nothing else, the little stink. My daddy always used to tell me about a dog is you can love them all you want, they're still a dog. There's JD, the shop dog, as I call him. So the little stink made a mess. We get to clean it up. Today is Wednesday the 27th this week. I got my new Enco catalog. It says 2014, but it just came today. And so that's another thing that comes this week in the mail. So we will see. And also, yesterday, my Home Shop Machinist magazine came in. This would be on Monday. Today, the other thing that came in this week that we're going to put into the video. Well, I got a project coming up, and you see I got a little shipment from my master car. And basically what it is a 6-foot piece of hex steel that I'm going to use for an upcoming project. So I thought I would go ahead and come today, and it's sitting on the porch. So take a quick video off the iPhone with it there. Well, gonna walk out across the parking lot. Just got off from work. We're fixing to go to the house. It's sort of a rainy, messy day. Good thing I ain't got too many plans, or I ain't sure about what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk out here to the little old gray Ghost, Mom's old car. I drive back and forth to work. Tell people this is my golfing car, my work driving car and stuff. So this is what it looked like the end of my 8-hour day. Day's a short day. Little 4, I got a little 4.7, a little 4.3. Hey, we can deal with that. Have a great one. I tell you, I thought of something a little unique. Well, this is a little iPhone clip. What I call a trip through Kings Mountain. Right here on the right, it used to be an old mill. Now it's campground, basically. They call it Hounds Campground. Probably hard to see the side of the iPhone. That's what excuse me there. I'm trying to hold the iPhone kind of in front as we go through Kings Mountain today, way home from work. Thought I'd make another good little clip for the YouTube video of the week. And like I said, when I walked out of work earlier today, it is raining. We're going to do a little bit of shop stuff this weekend when I get home. So we'll be in the shop a bit. Right here is a local furniture store. And garage right here near the local garage. Like I say, we're actually in the city limits of Kings Mountain. Most of what Kings Mountain you're going to see right here is where they got a little trail around one of the mines. That's one of the signs you see that's in my enclosure. Actual town part we're going to go through, you're going to blink your eyes and you miss it if you ain't real careful. Like I say, the actual town part's not very much. So we're taking a little ride into Kings Mountain today. Put it on the old Country Boy machining site there. Some folks that don't know what Kings Mountain looks like, I guess they need to see, huh? Right over here, and I don't know if you got a view coming up. This one, the few textile mills are still left in Kings Mountain. Bank, furniture store. This used to be right here. Used to be a furniture store that we're going by. Now it's got some different, like consignment shops or whatnot in it. And you might see a bit of the mural there on that. This is downtown Kings Mountain, folks, and you ain't going to miss much. Mostly what's in here now, most all these businesses is like thrift stores, used furniture stores, antique stores. A few of them's open. One coffee shop on this side. Across the street, well, I get the movie. That is movie theater is actually now used by the little theater here, which has some real nice plays in it. I haven't been. Wells Fargo Bank. Up here is the music pawn shop, and so we'll get the clip. Like I say, you just riding through town with me here. We'll put this on YouTube here with my normal weekly video. Right over here is a little shopping light center. There's physical therapy, florist, nail place, Verizon place. It's actually like a contract Verizon place. Somewhat, you know. So, and we're coming up here. If you look right here on the left, there's two cabooses. This is the old train depot that used to be in Kings Mountain. Today, it houses the art center. Used to, your senior center started there. This is a Foursquare Church is actually in this building now. Little store. And let's see, it might jump a little bit. We're going to cross the railroad tracks. A little fitness karate studio right there. And another one of the few textile mills that's left. a couple other little businesses, a restaurant that usually just serves breakfast and lunch. They're closed, but now it's about 3:04 in the afternoon. A couple more old buildings, Wesleyan Church. By the way, the railroad tracks we cross is the main southern line from Richmond, Virginia to Atlanta. So, oops, get my finger in there. Sorry about that. And right here we're crossing 74 bypass. If you get on this highway, you go one way to Asheville. The other way takes you out to the interstate, which takes you to Charlotte. Charlotte's only about 32 or 3 miles from here. And this little 4-minute clip, which I'm gonna try to email it to myself on the Wi-Fi when I get home. I hope it'll take the whole 4 minutes. I may have to download it to the computer directly. I ain't tried a 4-minute clip. A lot of my other clips is email, short clips on iPhones. Usually just the email job. This is an old store that's been closed down. Actually used to serve sandwiches. And we're just about through the big city. This is the west side going towards where I live. And the water tower, the public works there. See, there's a Kings Mountain logo. Another church, small church here. Older houses. And we just about made her through. Right up here is the city limit sign, if you'll notice. The back sides of it. So we pass it, I'm gonna hit the stop button and we're out of Kings Mountain. Well, in the spirit of doing videos this week for odd, weird stuff, I don't know if I got this other one in. This is the road going to my house, last little bit. This is this particular road we call Go Forth, and it's straight shot into the house. And you can kind of see that it's very different. I mean, it's only, since I cut the camera off, it's only been about 2 miles from the edges of Kings Mountain. And then we come into where I live, the road I live on. And the camera may be shaking a little bit because I'm just sort of holding it, holding the phone, so there may be some shaking while I'm driving. You're going to start seeing some rural areas. Right here beside of us, this particular little farm like we're coming up on, actually was an old area. It belonged to Charles Goforth, and his sons and grandsons still live here. They farm a little, basically raise a few beef cows as a hobby, and you'll look out in the pasture there, you'll see some beef cattle, not Holsteins. Some of the old barn that was with the small dairy. A lot of the dairies back in those days was 50, 70, 50 cows. A couple could fairly well run it. Charles has been dead past for a good many years, and in fact, my cousins farmed the land this beside of us. We went by with some of the land that they rented, and then somebody else bought. A lot of times they have gotten kicked off of land because of putting the manure out. I mean, quite frankly, it don't smell good. I mean, you've heard me talk about it lots, but you know, it's part of farming, and you have to live with it. But some people, if they got a choice, they can do something about it. They will. That's part of life too, and unfortunately, that's the way things are. I'm not trying to my regular subscribers, I'm not trying to hoodoo your machining content. With me working 60 hours a week, my shop time is limited. So I try to put some other things in my videos, mainly to show I have a life besides hanging out in the shop. And I'm going to kind of slow down here, a little bit behind me. This is my first cousin's chicken houses. And if you notice, these fields have been cut, and you notice they've got a bit of a black tint to them. That's cow manure. That's that liquid cow manure I showed in last week's video. And I'll kind of swing over here. This is some more of their land. And we're real close to the house. And that's what you'll see a lot of as we're riding down the road here. You'll notice again, there's field by the side. I'm kind of turning it off. You'll see the field beside of us. They keep this other one here in pasture. The rock house doesn't belong in my family. It actually belongs to a lawyer in Kings Mountain and his family. It was a black family, and I don't want to sound like racist. Black people in the South got rocky land. My cousin, my uncle, them bought the land. Trust me. There's a reason in the 40s and 50s black folks had it. And it wasn't somebody being generous neither. And you know, just unfortunately we have to tell the truth about the past. All right, we're coming up on the house. We're going to fix it to turn in. So I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, you might ask why an air grinder. Well, this air grinder is broken. See here? So that's why it's here today. What I'm going to do is take this off, then we're going to disassemble it, and I'm going to mount it to an arbor to mount on a side grinder to use, so we can put mounted wheels or whatever on a regular angle grinder. So that's what that is for, and that's what the plan is, and that's what next week's project. I've got that large piece of steel. That's what we're going to work on. Today, the other thing I'm going to work on a little bit for machining content today is this bucket of drills that I have shown before. And we're going to get some of these drills out and see what we can do with them. So I know in the past you've seen me use the drill sharpener. Today I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start working on some of these drills that I've gotten in this bucket today. Basically because I need to get them done. Two, I need some machining content. And all you've been able to see me do is ride up and down the road and a few other things and not very much machining. So what I got is I've got some of these damaged drills, obviously, that you've seen me work on before. I've got 3 or 4 of them too, so I had them in a container, so we're going to probably start out with them. And let's see what we're at there. Okay. And by the way, I'm sitting in a chair today doing this too, so. All right. And, we're going to do a few drills. Drill that I'm doing right now, it was one of the ones that was come from work that's been crashed, and I've just sort of cut the bad point off. So I'm actually trying to make a point. I'm doing more than shortening this drill. I'm actually trying to save it, because I've done in one of the videos in the past. That's what we're doing. That's why this will be a little longer than the normal. Let me move the camera sort of over. There you go. You see how we see that. Try a little bit of view there. And you see what we're doing. do when you're trying to make a point. And sometimes you want to work on trying to get the back angles just right, so sometimes you grind it a little bit and then reset it. It's what I did. I'm getting there now. Like the marking stones, it's kind of easy to actually sharpen the drill wrong. And what you want to make sure you're doing is putting the right relief in it, basically grinding it where the drill is coming away from the point. So a lot of times like I said, this is always a lot harder to do than it looks like. And I've got an old box. Now, what I do a lot of these old drills like this, it's odd that I'm not going to know exactly what the size of the drill is going to be or what I'm going to use it for. I usually just put them in a box and save them. That's what I'm going to probably do with most of these. I've got so many of them. I mean, I don't know, there's probably 250 drills here of all kind of sizes of drill bits. And I mean, I'm going to just kind of whittle my way down as I get time and work on them. And to see. I'm going to do one more for the camera, I think, right at this. This is basically one of the same drills that we've had there. It's actually the same exact drill. I think this may be just a bump. Or it may be one on the ground that I'm trying to fix. Will be right on this one. I can tell right out the gate. See, that's why I'm black. You see now that most of it's coming off towards the bottom. So that means I know I'm grinding the drill, the relief into the drill. It's real easy to just choose not to do that, because you only have little marks to line them up with. And the instructions good, but they're not that. I mean, it still can be confusing. With my machine, it being old and I don't have all the writing on it because I bought it new, and it doesn't have all the information with it like the new one would have. It's a little bit of a crapshoot thing. time, but the way you just got to hold the drill. Just hold it like this. I just about got this drill sharpened. We'll put another one in and I'll raise you up. Another one of these. We actually use these as 8.2 millimeter drills. So we use them for tap drills for 3/8/16 holes that goes in the end of our parts. That's what these are actually used for. Let me cut you off and we'll bring you back with another clip. Okay, this is another one of these 8.2s. This one actually was just used. This is not a broken one actually. This is just a clean out used drill. Now you see, this is how I know. I'll get it up here if I can close enough you can see it. If you can see it, you'll see where it's shiny and where it's dark. So that means I know I'm grinding, well, when I'm grinding a release in it. I probably have a little more release set in this grinder than a factory drill would have. But it don't take long to sharpen a regular drill. That's done. Now if you have ones that I've been working on here that's got it's burned up or broken and you try to create a point, it takes more time. But one like this is just a dull drill bit. Like this drill here is just a dull drill bit. It's just burned a little bit on the end. And there it is. I mean, it's no big deal. What you're seeing me taking a long time to do is drills that just ain't got no point to begin with, and I'm trying to create a point out of thin air, more or less, and that's a difficult thing to do. And when I do this, basically, basically what I do is I try to get them close, eyeball close off the grinder. Grind the bad off, more or less. It's what I'm trying to do. And then this is another damage drill. This is another one that was burnt, and I done cut the bad off and cut a halfway point on it. Just something to work with here. And you can tell that it's not nowhere near either. So what we're trying to do is the same thing. This is another one of them 8.2s that I got from work. I had 3 or 4 of them laying up here at the top. important like this drill. You see, I don't have a lot. Let me cut this off. I don't know if you can see the GoPro. There's still some black in there. But I've actually got a drill point cut. What I done when I hand ground it to get it close, I've got a lot more relief. Now I don't know if I want to, it will actually drill and do a good job like this, so I'm not going to try to get it perfect because obviously I'm going to use it so sometime down the road. And this is another one. It's somewhat the same way. It's just another one of them that's been kind of broke. Then I've tried to work on and to get them close, just try to get them eyeball close to where we got something to work with. And excuse my hand, but that's some. See, what I'm doing is just, I want this to work. When it goes down in there, I don't go down in there, just, obviously we're just trying to get, there you go. So let me mark this to see what it does. Probably be the same thing. We'll probably have to grind a whole bunch off to get something that's acceptable. Or as long as, like I say, as long as we get enough of a flat to make a land, that's all that's really important. That will drill because it's got a whole bunch of extra release in there. And that's really not as critical. It just has extra release in it. While not ideal, I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time trying to grind it perfect. I'm just going to grind it as usual. And then if it's used several grinds down the road, it'll work right out. And as long as it's got to the end of the drill where each side's covered basically the same amount of chips. Now, if I was going to put these in the mail and send them to somebody else, I'd probably strive for a little more perfection. But this one's not so bad, so I'll go ahead and do it. Full point right here. It's not going to take much to make it full of decent points, so we're going to go ahead and so now I've got a couple of some just dull ones. Sometimes I'm bad to pick up drill bits, and a lot of these are probably just some of like our maintenance guys use or something, and they world's worst people. Throw them down or use them and burn them up, and they just go get more. And we actually, believe it or not, where I work don't sharpen any drill bits. They buy them. They quit sharpening them years ago when it's bought them. They had people, when I went to work there, we had a rail on it. We sharpened it. A lot of it. A lot of our drills were sharpened. We had people who done it. Kind of got away from it. like I say, you got all kind of different angles and drills, people. And like I say, I just happened to grab this handful of some of these. I've got these. These are not what's in my bucket. I've got some of them was in the bucket. See, all I'm going to do is, like I say, I'm just going to try to get them close, tighten it up. All I'm doing is trying to save myself just a bit of work. Because, and so, if you can crank this thing all out of whack. This is wonderful. I'm hand holding you so you can get in there and see some of the action. All right, this week's video shop talk's a little different, excuse me, scratch my nose, than what it's been. I wanted to do a little drill sharpening. I've got a bunch of these drills to do, and I'm going to do most of them off camera when I get time. I'm just going to kind of work them and get bored, I'll say. This has been another busy week at work. I've got a lot of clips about going in and out of work. Worked a lot of hours this week again, another 60-hour week, and this the end of it Saturday afternoon. It's a rainy Saturday afternoon here home. So my shop time's been a little bit limited. I've been setting my tools and stuff, excuse me again, but just getting these things done I need to get done. I hope you enjoy this week's video. As I said in the opening the other day when I actually shot the opening, this week it's going to have a lot more other activities in it than machining. This week's machining content primarily is this drill. It's just a little bit of a catch-all. I've just got a whole bunch of things I've just shot up during the week. We don't have as much farming on there as we have been having, but a little bit of everything else. So hopefully you're going to have some things you're going to be interested in. We're going to kind of get back. I'm going to say we're going to try to keep getting back to machining. I'm going to start on my project next week. Hopefully next week, maybe towards the next weekend, of making this thing to go on the angle grinder. I've got to check a few more things that I haven't got to do. Maybe I'll work on it some tomorrow and Sunday during the day. If it's real pretty, I may go play golf. So we're not certain, and I'm not certain what I'm going to do for this evening. I haven't called a friend of mine, says she wanted to do anything. I may just go out myself. I'm looking at this drill bit. We may put this drill bit here in the lathe. This is I don't know what kind of drill it was. And somebody had done started turning it down. Like I said, I'm not going to necessarily say where these drills came from, but they wasn't originally turned down shank drills. I can guarantee you that. And I'm going to take this one here probably and clean this end up and chuck it up in the lathe, and probably take the backside of one of my hard turning inserts and work this thing down. I've cut drill bits on the lathe. It's doable before. I've done it on this lathe when I lived at States, so it's doable. It's part of the project. Like I said, I got this whole bucket full, and I need to go through them, sharpen them, and just nothing else. And what I'm putting them in, these come from day job. These are basically tool holders come in them. I'm just going to store them. And then I'm going to go through later as I need something and just sort them out, because it's the easiest thing to do with them. So I'm going to leave that. Basically, I may work on these some more. I've kind of done a few just to have something in the shop. And I know you've seen me use my drill sharp before. It's a handy little tool. I'm really glad I've got it. Comes in real handy, and I'm really proud of it. But we're going to keep working on the shop talk videos. Like I say, I finally got all the tool holders done. And when I made the opening, I'll repeat it. If you see the pictures in the house, it's mainly to credit Richard McGinnis. I will make sure Richard gets his proper credit and his YouTube channel gets recognized. It's not quite, a lot of my subscribers' taste is not what Richard does, but he does some impressive work with that camera. And he's probably with that camera like some of these other guys on YouTube is with their machining, and he's just really good. So I wanted to make sure that's recognized. Like I say, it's been a crazy April here in North Carolina. Rainy and cloudy and not really good and warm yet. It'll make up for it in May, and in May, June, July is going to get hot. I mean, it always gets hot in June, July, and August here. And so we're just getting ready for it. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. Again, for all my regular subscribers, I appreciate every one of you. Like I say, I'm really enjoying doing the YouTube videos. However, I'm still befuddled what you see in me and what I'm doing. I'm just a guy who has a job, works a lot of hours, and gets not as much chance to play in his shop as he'd like to, and has other life and other interests. And I kind of have been trying to put some of them on out there to show that I'm not a one-dimensional person, and hopefully that the other people in this community is not one-dimensional people. And I don't want anybody to think that anybody that does these videos are one-dimensional. I mean, it's just another hobby we have, and it's probably, in my case, that's what it is. It's the extension of a machining hobby, what it is, realistically for me. So I want all of you to have a good week this week when you see this. Support the other gentleman that does the machining videos in the community, and check them out. You know, it's just something that becomes a sort of bit of addictive when you start doing it. So I hope you enjoy, and like I say, as my daddy used to say back in the days we talked in the CB, We're going to say goodbye from north side to Oak Grove Ebenezer Freeway, and we'll be signing out the next week. So I hope you all enjoy it. And this old bald-headed feller is going to tell you bye. So have a good week.